Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to go over how I do my base. So I'm going to start with primer, we're going to end with bronzer. So to start off with the Professional, and I use this just on my nose area where I have larger pores. And what I do is I put a little bit on my finger and then I just tap that into the area of my nose where I have larger pores. And after each application, you want to give it a little bit of a chance to soak in there and do what it's supposed to do before you apply another product on, so then you're not wiping away what you just did. The next type of primer that I put on my skin is this primer by Pretty Vulgar. I have talked about this primer before. This is their Detox and Chill Lava Water Primer. I put a little bit on my fingers and it does come out dark, but it goes on clear. So then I just rub that into my face, not super hard. When I say rub, it's a gentle rub. So you just get that into your skin so that the areas where you apply foundation, the foundation is going to go on nice and smooth and even, and it's going to help the foundation last all day long. So I make sure that is rubbed in nice and well, and then I let it chill out for a couple minutes and get into my skin dry, so that when I put my foundation on, I'm not moving around foundation and primer and all of that. I've given each product a chance to sit and do what it's supposed to do so that I can apply the next product. So while we wait for that, I'm actually going to prime my eyes, and what I use to prime my eyes is the Urban Decay Primer Potion. This one is their anti-aging primer potion, and this is a tinted primer. I don't know if I can. It is a tinted primer. So then I just take a tiny portion and I put it over my eyelids. Again, I tap it into my eyelids. I don't really rub it because we don't want to create any unnecessary wrinkles in our skin by rubbing and tugging, especially around the eye area. You want to be super light with the touch around your eye area because that part of your face is a little bit thinner, especially under your eyes, and we don't want to rub and pull and tug because again that will create wrinkles and we don't want to age ourselves any quicker than we already are. Okay. There we have it. The face is primed and ready for foundation. Now the foundation that we are going to use today is CoverGirl's True Blend Matte Made Foundation. What I like to do is I take my product, I put a few pumps on the back of my hand. I do have a dampened beauty sponge. Now you want to make sure that it is dampened because when you put a sponge onto a liquid product, it's going to soak it right up. So with it being damp, it helps not soak it up as much, and it will help move the foundation around your face a lot quicker, and you're not using as much product when this guy is damp. So we're going to take a little bit of product on our sponge and we're just going to dab it into our skin. And kind of blend it into our skin. So we're going to keep dabbing, dabbing, dabbing until we have the desired coverage that we want. Okay, once the foundation is set, again, each of these steps you want to take a minute or so, let it soak in, do what it's supposed to do so that you are able to add another product on top. And that next product is going to be our concealer. Now I take my concealer and I put it under my eyes to brighten up that area. I tend to be a little bit darker under my eyes. I like to get my forehead and my chin because that is where natural light hits and it will help brighten up your face. So I take my concealer and I just dab it under my eyes, on my forehead, and on my chin. Now the concealer that I'm using today is Tarte's Creaseless Concealer, and that is in the shade Fair Beige. I also like to go in with another concealer. I know I'm so extra, I'm sorry, but that's just the way that I like to do my stuff. I go in on top of that concealer with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Brightener. So this has a little bit more of a pink undertone to it, which also helps brighten. And I just kind of go over where I put that other concealer. So now I am set to take my beauty sponge and blend that all out. And you want to make sure you get that nice and blended. Now some people will go down the bridge of their nose as well. I do not do that because I don't want to brighten that area of my face, but you can if you want. So we want to just make sure that we get that nice and blended in. And again, you want to do nice tapping motions. You don't want to press too hard because we're working with a more sensitive area of our face. So once we have that blended in, we are going to set our face. And the reason why we go in, why we set our face is because we don't want our foundation and concealer coming off throughout the day. So this step is very important. And I'm going to show you a couple different ways we can set our face and what products I use. Now, under my eyes, I like to use Essence's Brighten Up Banana Powder. And this is a pressed powder. And I like to take my little short angled brush, I tap it into the banana powder, and then I set my under eyes. And I like to do it this way, and I like to use a brush like this to set my under eyes because I want to be able to really get in there and set that concealer, because you don't want the concealer to start creasing throughout the day. That will accentuate, again, fine lines and wrinkles. You don't want your skin to look worse. You want it to look better. That's why we go ahead and do all this. Now, another way you can set that under eye area is you take your damp sponge. You don't have to dampen it any more than it already is. You can rub it into your powder where you have a little bit of powder, and you can set it that way. Either one of these ways is fine. You can do it either way. It will help set that under eye and make it look great. Now, to set the rest of my face, currently I'm using another pressed powder. It is Rimmel's Stay Matte pressed powder in transparent. And I like to take my big fluffy brush, get it in there, tap off the extra, and then I just take it and I put it all over. And then I set the rest of my face. So now our face is set. Our foundation and our concealer are not going to move. They are going to stay put all day long. So next up is bronzing. And what bronzing does is it adds a little color to your face. Now I know we added the concealer to brighten it up, but bronzing kind of just adds another dimension. The bronzer I really like to use is Physicians Formula's Butter Bronzer, and I use it in the, this is the regular shade. There's a light shade too that I like to use, but this is just the normal regular shade. I take my big fluffy brush, and what I do with the bronzer is I start with the inner part of my cheek. So if you're not quite sure where that is, you want, or the hollows of my cheeks is what I meant to say. And how you find that out is you kind of just suck your cheeks in. So it would be right here. And you can also kind of feel where the hollows of your cheeks are. So we want to, when we bronze, we just kind of want to get into the hollows of our cheek. You can do a light swooping motion, or you can pat it in, however you want to do that. And again, we're just adding color. We're not doing the contour. Contouring is where you go in and it's a little bit more defined, a little bit darker. Bronzing is just adding a little more color to your skin. And I like to go up the side of my face by my temples. Now again, we're just lightly adding color. We're not going real crazy. We just want to add a little bit more definition to our face. Okay, we're done. That is it. So we have primed, we put our foundation on, our concealer, our bronzer, our powder. So we are all set to put the rest of our face on. If you liked this video and you want to see more, let me know what types of videos you would like to see in the comments below. Give this one a thumbs up. Remember to hit that subscribe button and the little bell to be notified of all of my future videos. Thank you so much. I hope to see you soon. Bye.